I didn't find the commentaries and the word books very helpful. So what I did is I read every passage in which the word shalom occurs and looked at the context. And I concluded that in present-day English, the best translation is flourishing, not peace, but flourishing. And justice was part of shalom, the sort of ground condition. And art was part of shalom. So for me, from that awakening, what holds all these things together are liturgy, justice, is that they're all dimensions of shalom, of flourishing.
作为哲学家，否定悲剧和苦难在我们生命中留下的创痕，并试图掩盖在身后。沃特斯托夫认为，那样做不仅失诚，也是失序。
So you don't see the human being behind the scholar, usually. Scholars like to protect themselves in that way, to be non-revealing, non-revealing. Well, in the case of Eric's death, that was impossible for me. He died in a mountain climbing accident just across the German-Austrian border in Austria. His landlady called me, and I immediately went to Europe. Plane to Luxembourg, then train to Munich, where Eric was studying, then back to Luxembourg. When I got back to Luxembourg from Munich, I had maybe 6 hours before the plane for the US took off. And I'd taken some books along to read, but I couldn't read them. I couldn't focus on what they were saying. So I began writing. And I had the sense that I wasn't searching for words, but that the words came. And I just took them in. Maybe nothing of what I wrote in the Luxembourg airport found its way, in that form anyway, into the final book. I do remember that the first time I saw copies of it was when I happened one day to go down to the Erdmann's plant, and there was a wooden pallet with the stacks of them. And then I felt, what have I done? What have I done? I had the image of lying on a hospital gurney, flat on my back, my intestines opened up, and people walking by and gawking and gaping.
沃特斯托夫抛开自己，让人在自己的书中看到自己。作为一个中年丧子的父亲，他说：“我会透过泪光看世界，或许我能看一切在我眼睛干涩时看不到的事物。”
So how to live with grief is the question. The first thing I would say is own the grief. That is, don't disown it. Don't try to remove it from your identity. That's part of who I am. That's part of my identity. It's not all of it, part of it. I say that we should own our grief because to disown it, I understand grief as happening when we are attached to something, bonded to something, a person, a house, a job, whatever. And the person dies, the job is no longer there, the house is burned, whatever. That's when grief happens. So grief and love come together. It's the love that causes the grief. Death is bad, and my love for our son, Eric's death was bad and evil, and my love for Eric was a good thing. So I've got to acknowledge that and own it. Be honest. Own the grief. You will have people around you telling you, oh, get over it, don't cry over spilled milk, get on with things, and so forth. Do your best to ignore it. And then the other thing I would say is this, be patient. Not only did my son Eric die, but also a big chunk of my own life was ripped out because a lot of my own life had to do with Eric. When was he going to call? Was there a letter from him today? When is his graduation going to be? And all of that now floats loose. It's just been ripped out. So you have to learn to live around this gap in your life. And that takes time. It doesn't happen immediately. And in my view, there's no schedule for it.
作为哲学家，沃特斯托夫拒绝否定悲剧和苦难在生命中留下的印记， 如果试图掩盖。
It is good to give thanks to the Lord, to sing praises to your name, O Most High, to declare your steadfast love in the morning and your faithfulness by night, to the music of the lute and the harp, to the music of the lyre. For you, O Lord, have made me glad by your works. At the works of your hands I sing for joy. How great are your works, O Lord! Your thoughts are very deep. That speaks for me.